Hello. It's me, Chiara. If you're new here, thanks for clicking on my video. Really appreciate it. I took to Instagram and asked you guys to send me in some questions, and I said it was a personal Q&A, and I'm being serious. I have to answer absolutely everything, so here we go. Have you got any tips on accepting your body for what it is? There is one thing that someone actually told me at work, and they said, look in the mirror every single morning and just smile. And the more that you genuinely smile, the more you learn to love yourself. And I'm not kidding. It works. Also remember that every single person on this planet is different. There is not one person who is the same as someone else, and that's what makes it special. So the fact that your body might be different to someone else's doesn't mean it's worse than someone else's. You are beautiful. Please remember that. What's the one thing you've always dreamed of doing but have never done? Love you. Oh, I love you too. The one thing I always dreamed of doing but never actually did so far is go to New York when the ball drops at midnight. That is something that I really want to do. I've also never been scuba diving in Hawaii, which is actually something that I was supposed to do, but the guy that I was talking to help me do that moved to Atlanta. Thanks, Chuck. What movies or TV shows have you been watching during lockdown? I have binged crazy things. In terms of movies, I've been watching ones that I actually haven't seen before, like, believe it or not, Disney classics that I haven't seen before, such as Pocahontas. Shock! I loved it. I really did. Well, I liked it. TV shows I've been binging because I already did Full House. I went on to Fuller House, and I'm so sad because they're finishing it up in July, and I'm really upset about that. But mainly cheesy things from Disney Plus, because I mean, who now hasn't got Disney Plus? So yeah, I've been watching Disney Fairy Tale Weddings and crying all the time about how I'm single. Thanks for that. Do you still speak to Sunny? Yes, I do. Spoke to him the other day, actually. Where in the world would you travel if you had the chance? Hawaii, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda. If you had to put me in a place right now, it would be Disneyland, California. There is no question about it, but I would love to go to Disney World. That is on my bucket list. That is like one place that I'm pretty sure after all of this, I'm just gonna go. If I could collaborate with anyone on a video, who would it be and why? I love Sarah's Day. I think she's absolutely amazing because her message that she spreads to people is just unbelievable, and I love her. I would also collaborate with Joey Kidney. If you followed me at all, you would know how much I love Joey, and I think that his messages are absolutely amazing, and he's just a tremendous human being. Disappointed, thought you had the Rona. Thanks, Jack. That was my boss, for anyone who actually didn't know. Also my brother-in-law, so I love the healthy wishes. How did you meet Road Trip, and who were you the most closest to? I was most closest to Andy. I met Andy before he was in Road Trip, and I knew him from Overload, before he was even in Overload, because I also knew Joey DeVries. That's how I met him, and then we became best friends. After that, I met Road Trip through Andy. What's your favourite song you've ever written? It's a toss-up between Risk It All and one that I wrote called Waiting to Die. Now, I know that sounds really, really, really depressing, but it is very hard-hitting on like how the world is right now, and it's basically a song about life and how no one's actually doing anything for underprivileged people and the people who are dying in the world, and we're just kind of letting it happen. It's got the same kind of feel as Earth Song by Michael Jackson, but just not as hardcore. It's kind of like, just do something about it. But the other one is Risk It All, because that was just like genuinely from the heart, that song. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would it be and why? Like I said before, I would definitely travel to Disneyland, California, and just Los Angeles in general, because I miss my friends over there. I'm normally there once every 6 to 12 months, so this feels really odd that I'm not there at all. I feel really stressed out about it, I'm not gonna lie. How to get over losing people that mean a lot to you? Trust me, I'm trying to learn that myself, but all I can say is that it probably wasn't either of your faults at all. It was probably just a thing that kind of happened. I think it depends on how you lost them. Did you lose them because it was just you drifted apart? Did you lose them because they cheated on you, or did you cheat on them? You know, it's a difficult thing. The one thing that you can kind of find the good in is that you were fine without them before, so you can be fine again. Have you always wanted to have a career in music? Yes, always. I actually can't think of a time in my life where I didn't want to have a career in music the moment that I knew what a career was. I wrote my first song at the age of 8 with my piano teacher, and it was a Christmas carol, and we ended up singing it at our last ever Christmas carol in year 6 service thing. My dad was crying in the audience, and now I look back at it, it was cute. Obviously at the time it was super embarrassing. When I was growing up, I also wanted to do acting and dancing, so I've just kind of always had the performance bug. I also really love creating things as well, so I mean, I love YouTube. Like, I love doing things like YouTube and creating photographs, editing, and goodness knows what else. Something in the creative industry is just something I've always wanted to do, but music is definitely one of my #1 things. What was your favourite and least favourite subject when you were in school? My least favourite subject in school was probably English. I hated it so much. I really loved food tech, funnily enough. Well, I mean, it's not that funny, I just love food. But I also love drama because I had a really cool relationship with my drama teacher. Mrs. Noble was amazing, and she kind of let me get away with a lot. My least favourite was probably English and science. I was really inquisitive in science, actually. I wanted to know a lot. It's just that I find that taking in information is really quite difficult. I have to be told it a million times for it to go through and for me to actually understand it so that when an exam comes along, I can write it straight down. It took me so long to study, so I think I found like the ones that was not practical tasks were way more difficult. All the written work, I didn't like the written work. I actually suffered in my GCSEs because I'm so bad at written work, but I did really well in my BTECs because I did a performing arts BTEC, so everything was practical and it was all coursework, so I had time to spend on it. That was where I definitely excelled. If you give me something to hand, then I'm better at it and I'll enjoy it more. What's your favourite Netflix show? I need to watch a new one. My favourite Netflix shows are Stranger Things and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I actually did binge Hollywood as well. I think Hollywood is so good. You kind of have to stick with it, but it is really, really good. Do you miss Erica Maria? No. What is your biggest achievement? I've had 3 overwhelming times in my life where I can think of them as being my biggest achievement. 1 is standing up for myself and believing that my depression won't win. 2 was when I wrote a song in 10 minutes because I was told by my work lot that I had to sing in the talent show. I used to work for a student company and all of the students were going to go there. There were 400 foreign children and they probably didn't understand a word I was saying, but I sang this song that I'd literally just written and every single one stood up. I had a standing ovation. That was something that was one of my biggest achievements in my head anyway. I have 4. I have too many big achievements that I'm happy about. My big achievements are kind of personal to me. My 3rd big achievement was traveling halfway around the world by myself, and now that I feel comfortable doing it, I've done it several times before. And my 4th biggest achievement was telling the entire universe that I was in love. And that was really nerve-wracking. Would you like to reconnect with your best friend? Yes. Can you go on tour, please? I'd like to point out you're the only person who'd buy a ticket, but I appreciate that. Do you believe in love at first sight? Yes, I've experienced it. What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years? By the way, love you. I love you too. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I would like to be able to build up my channel and release more music and be able to have the inspiration to write more music. Maybe a mini tour. I'd also like to move out. I've always wanted to move to Los Angeles, so that is definitely something there, but within 5 years, I don't know if it's realistic. It just depends how my life goes, but especially with this happening at the moment, it's very difficult to tell what's going to happen in the next, like, 6 months, let alone 5 years. I'd like to inspire more people and make other people smile. That is what I want to achieve in the next 5 years. I also want a golden retriever. Nobu Malibu! Thanks, Nate, for making me realise what I miss. Why are you so cute? Could you ever see yourself being as close with A as you were before? I don't know. We were super close before. And it's not like that can't happen again. It just kind of depends on how it would go if we ever saw each other again, you know? What is your most memorable concert or favourite concert memory? I'm just going to put the word favourite in there because it just says all concert memory. My most memorable concert memory, if we're talking about like crazy things that happened, it was probably when Michael Clifford set his head on fire on the pyrotechnics in London. I saw that. That was terrifying. I had a panic attack and I was on the phone to Andy for ages. It was really bad. I had a paramedic next to me and everything. It was terrifying. One of my other concert memories, I have like quite a few concert memories going to see One Direction. The first tour, we had incredible seats. We were literally 2nd row. And when I say first tour, I don't mean the first tour they did. I mean the first tour I saw. Take Me Home, I think. It was the Take Me Home tour. And I was like constantly making eye contact with all of them. And it was really cool because they were very interactive with the fans. I hate that word. But the other One Direction one that I have was Harry had a mouthful of water and I was right next to the stage and he did his like massive thing. I'm gonna insert a thing so you know what I'm talking about. And it went all over us and then he went vroom and threw the water bottle and it went everywhere and it went all over me. And because he had a cold, I caught it, which is a great story time to tell, but it wasn't at the time because I got sick, which was really shit. Also, I would like to say that being in the middle of an Ed Sheeran and a Shawn Mendes concert, obviously not at the same time, like on the floor, just looking up and seeing all of the lights on around you when they're singing things like Never Be Alone, that is incredible. Those moments, I love doing that. Loads of people like holding their lights up and filming and all that kind of stuff. I like to turn around and take a moment to kind of see what's actually happening around me and kind of experience it from their point of view because it must be absolutely incredible to just see a sea of lights. We're on to the last question. Last but not least, say the name of the guy that you were on about and don't bleep his name out either. Well, that's a good place to end the video, I think. Thank you so much for sending in all your questions. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my content, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Do not forget to subscribe. You can leave some suggestions for any future videos down in the comments box below, or you can follow my social media accounts. They will also all be in the description box below, and I really hope to see your lovely faces very soon. Goodbye. Bye. Bye.